Erika's last day with me. We're headed to, what's it called?
The Fly.
The Fly for dinner. For Erika's last night.
The Fly. Okay, wait, do that again.
Where are we headed?
The Fly.
Okay.
Oh.
Vlogging.
Oh, cool.
I saw someone in Tokyo doing that.
I love her. There was just a small fire in my kitchen. I had an incense lit up and down in a jar like this, and my dumbass had the box of incense laying across the top, and so all of a sudden my fire alarm is going off and I run in there and the whole thing is just up in flames. A little excitement for a Thursday. I just got coffee with Sonia, my bestie, and then I went to the art store. It is raining outside. Let's see, I'll show you. So cute and rainy. There's Draco. So I'm just like, I just got in, I took off my wet clothes, and I want to show you what I got at the art store. You know, even when it's cold out and like you have a coat on, if you're walking really fast and then you stop, like you get to where you're at and then you get really hot and sweaty, that just might be a big girl thing, but story of my life. Okay, so I got a little watercolor pad. I do have some nice watercolors that Erika gave me. A new mixed media pad because I threw mine out for some reason. A frame for a drawing that my friend Laura did for me a very long time ago. I got some oil pastels. I got cheap ones. It's my first time really playing with them since school, so I figured whatever. Those are for a birthday coming up. I got some more Sculpey clay, which I have some. Last week I was playing with air dry clay, but I do have Sculpey back from a really long time ago, but I figure it's really old, so I don't know how good it is, so I got some more. I got some red paint to paint a shelf that I'm gonna put up above my desk in my office. A couple just little paint palettes. I re-upped on titanium white acrylic because I was all out. And then just some wire for when I play with clay. I'm so excited. I'm gonna chill for a sec and have some water, and then maybe I'll dive into this stuff. And it felt so good to see Sonia. She'd been in Barcelona for the last week. I'm trying to see how much of my apartment mess you can see. Yeah, we can see it. This is my leave everything on it chair, and then Rocky just took my coat off of it. Alex is calling me. Hey girl.
I'm a gangster. I'm a straight up G.
There is nothing better than chilling at home on a rainy day. Like 5 stars, 10 out of 10. I'm gonna read. I don't know the words. It is a beautiful day. Only love can hurt like this.
meditative. This is nice.
This is
My
nice.
finger. Ooh, that feels good.
It is Friday morning after the big show. I'm excited it's Friday. Today I'm gonna work, drop a YouTube video, work on some art tonight maybe, hopefully. That's really all I have planned. Hey buddy. Rocky just decided he doesn't like the wet food that he's been eating for a while, that he's been loving. Don't understand that at all. Oops. This weekend is Sonia's birthday weekend. And tomorrow we're gonna get our nails done together, and then we're gonna get some brewskis, beers. Mine will be NA. I'm excited. I'm making coffee right now. I need to get more stevia packets because this, you only put a couple drops in, obviously, because it's really strong. But it's just less convenient. I guess that's really the only reason why. Stir it up. Anybody have any recommendations for things to paint when you don't know what to paint? I know there's 1.5 million TikToks and stuff about this, but okay. Unrelated. I think that table that I want to get for that, or like workbench, because this is temporary. I think I want to get like the workbench or whatever for there. I think that might be my next priority for something to buy. All right, I gotta get some work done. I haven't talked about WeGovy on here in a while, and I just figured, why not? So I'm gonna talk about it while I'm working. It is still going great. The only thing that has changed is my insurance changed at the beginning of the year. So let me backtrack. The last few months of last year, I was noticing that my WeGovy, you're supposed to take one shot. It's like a shot thing that you do in your leg or your arm. And you're supposed to do one a week. I was noticing that I could feel the medicine in me well after like 2 weeks. So I was doing it around every 2 weeks, just because I didn't want to space it out too much because then the side effects get worse. But with that, it means that I had twice the amount of time with the medicine I had. So basically I had like a stock of it. So at the beginning of the year, I didn't really have to worry about that, about my new insurance. But I eventually ran out, and now it's been, almost 4 weeks. I thought 3, but it really might be, it's probably been 3.5 weeks since I took it last. Okay, I was right, 3.5 weeks since I took it last. And I am feeling the medicine go out of me, and I'm feeling that the cravings and the hunger come back in a way that I'm not ready for it to yet. Anyway, all that to say, my new insurance sucks, so I just had to pay $1,000 for a month's supply. Luckily, because I like to take it every 2 weeks, that'll really be 2 months. And if you're on it, don't listen to me, like talk to your doctor before doing that. But I'm still loving it as a medication. It has changed my life. It has made me, it's brought me out of a deep, deep depression, and it's been able to help me feel like myself again, which is just game changing. You know, I love my disclaimers, so it's not about the number, but since I am having to weigh myself for my doctor to keep track of, you know, any progress I'm making. And so even though I'm doing it like based off of feeling, I'm still having to weigh myself. So I've lost over 50 pounds now, which is crazy to say because like, that's a lot of pounds. But I'm proud of myself, and this medication's awesome. And if you feel like, I don't know, if you feel like it's something that you want to do and feel like you need, I would say talk to your doctor about it. I do get frustrated when people who don't need it, who are really not obese, and even though that word, like, it shouldn't make me like cringe and feel embarrassed because that's a society issue, but it does. Working on that, because I mean, I actually technically still am, I think. But yeah, I know people who are small, objectively small, and they want to like lose 10 pounds. And so they want to get on Ozempic or WeGovy. And that's annoying because there's a short supply of it, and then people who really need it can't get it. So that's my only kind of qualm with it, if you're going to talk to your doctor about it, is like, do it because it's going to change your life in a way that only this could, you know? But I plan to continue to be on it for a while longer, if not forever. I mean, my goal is to not have this insurance forever, and hopefully my insurance will start to pay for all of it again once whatever my next step is, after this job or after this position, whatever. And yeah, I'm so happy. I love it. Wow, really can't wait for my hair to grow out because what a dork. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to fit into my clothes again. It's really nice to have this really hateful self-talk in the back of my head all the time. And then my logical self constantly trying to fight that voice and be like, you know, no, you shouldn't talk to yourself like that. You are deserving of these things, blah, 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 blah. It's nice to just kind of have that quieted right now. And one thing I will say that is kind of sad is I saw a photo of myself from the beginning of this journey. What was that, like 9 months ago or something? And I got sad at the thoughts that I had after. And the thoughts I had were like, I can't believe I left the house like that. I can't believe like I went and saw my friends like that, which is stupid. I deserved to see my friends when I was like that, and my friends don't give a fuck if I gain or lose weight, you know, like as long as I'm healthy, they don't care. But I hated that I had those thoughts, but I know that it's natural to have them, and so I'm just gonna, if I have them again, I'm just gonna try to combat them. It almost gives evidence to what I was thinking at that time of myself, of like, I shouldn't go out. I don't deserve to see my friends, you know, all that stuff. And I hate that. So that version of me deserved everything that this version of me deserves. And I gave that version of me what she deserved, because she deserved to feel comfortable and confident. And so I made that step. But yeah, there's a lot of layers to this, and it's very complex. And if you've never dealt with weight issues, then it's something that I hope you'd ever have to deal with, because it is something that you'll only understand if you deal with it. And it's really deep and complex, much more so than you may think if it's just gaining or losing weight. But yeah, that's my spiel about my update on WeGovy. I love it. It's changed my life. I don't ever want to get to a point again where I feel so horribly about myself. And that can be in any way, right? Weight or not. So that's my goal these days. And yeah,